baseball last week, a lot of activity. So obviously, Waino back, Arenado back. He's opting in. You're looking for a hitting coach, a bench coach, and a pitching coach now. So just what'd you think of the news last week?
Yeah, I was out golfing, and my phone was blowing up. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I look, and I'm reading all these messages, and I'm like, holy cow, this is a change at some big positions. It's not like, it's just some random, last coach on the roster change. It's like, major philosophical positions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to say it.
Yeah, philosophical.
Philosophical. There you go.
Yep.
Correct.
English was never my strong suit. I'm more of a math guy. But we're looking at some replacing some key coaches that a lot of guys like them. I love Mad Dog, love Jeff, love Skip. But I'm sure whoever we bring in is going to be excellent. And obviously looking forward to working with some new guys or the same guys already in the organization that maybe get a promotion. So either way, Cardinals do a great job of putting a staff together that's knowledgeable, has experience, and can teach and guide.
So with the hitting coach, with Jeff Albert and Turner Ward, John Mozeliak said they're probably going to go with that dual approach moving forward. Tell me about that, and how do players kind of deal with that? Two hitting coaches, so maybe you click with one more than the other. How does that work, and how did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I mean, the way I've always been brought up, and my parents did a good job of raising me this way, and that's being able to work with all sorts of coaches and being coachable and being able to dissect information and being respectful about, okay, this works for me, this doesn't work, can we change the approach? And I've always been really good at that. So I've never had a problem. I can hit with a bunch of different hitting coaches and always find a way to work with them, find things that they see in my swing that I can put into my swing or take into the game as far as an approach. So me personally, I'm not worried. Whoever comes in or whoever gets promoted up, I'm going to look forward to learning and working with them.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the Cardinals search criteria, especially for bench coach, one of the things that they've already put on paper and they discuss when they're in their group meetings is who will Jim Hayes have the most fun working with? And that's a box they got to check, and certainly Matt Holliday fills that box. He was a guy who had been offered bench coach before. Time wasn't right. This time he said, haven't spoken to John Mozeliak. I don't know if I would say yes or no at this point. I would like to see Matt Holliday in that position. How well do you know him, and what are your thoughts on him as a candidate, considering the fact that he gets my endorsement?
I know Matt a little bit. I actually played for his dad at NC State. His dad was a pitching coach my freshman year at NC State. So I do have some experience with the Holidays. I think, if we do bring him back, I may have to change my number.
Oh,
I didn't even think of that.
I didn't think of that either.
That'll be an interesting offseason if we hire Matt Holliday as the bench coach, because I'll be on most likely I'll be on a number search.
Will you ask him, sweeten the pot a little bit, considering he's gotten a lot of nice contracts over the years? If you know what I'm saying?
I've never been a guy that gets too tied down to a number or superstitious or anything like that. So, he's a Cardinal legend, Cardinal Hall of Famer. So if he wants number 7 back, he can have it, and I will gladly find another number.
That's newsy.
Do 99.
That's newsy.
Yeah.
That's newsy.
How about that? So, Kiz, tell us about just hitting coach, big picture. Day to day, what does the hitting coach do during the season? Is it a lot of video? Is there some also just kind of psychological if a guy's in a slump? How much is it during spring training? You're trying to do the whole organizational philosophy. And you said you've hit for different coaches, but just kind of tell us, what does a hitting coach do in the big leagues?
Well, obviously a hitting coach works with the hitting and the hitting mechanics, and that's day to day. Working, understanding your personal hitting routine, what you want to work on. And I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of hitting coaches is being able to know every single hitter, what they do every day, what they need to focus on every day, and making sure they stick to that approach and never quite get too far outside of what their main focus is going as far as hitting mechanics. So that's one side. That's probably the biggest side, in my opinion. The next biggest side would be game planning and approach during the game. So that's knowing the opposing staff, knowing who could be coming in, knowing who's matching up for who, and what the approach should be. I think those two things, as far as keeping guys in their mechanics and helping guys as far as approach during the game, those are the two biggest things when it comes to a hitting coach. But that third piece is also, it's kind of like a therapist, because as hitters, we spend so much time in the cage, so much time with the hitting coach. You have to have a guy that's able to basically talk you through certain things and help you out and give you that extra confidence that you might need.
Hey, Kays, along those same lines, Dusty Blake, who is the pitching strategist, just curious, for fans out there, I don't even know, what does that job entail and how much involvement did he have in the meetings with you and the pitchers and Mad Dog?
Yeah, Dusty, it's always hard because they put these titles on, these different titles like pitch strategist. What does that mean? I don't know what the exact definition is, but I'll tell you, Dusty is very good with scouting the opposing teams, knowing the opposing team's numbers, knowing a lot about our own guys. And that's what I really learned when talking with Dusty, and I talked to Dusty a lot, but I learned certain things in certain ways to pitch with our own pitchers, regardless of the scouting reports on other teams. So I was able to know, hey, make sure you pair this pitch with this certain guy on the staff, or make sure you use this pitch a little bit more because this is his highest swing and miss pitch, or things like that, where Dusty's really good at finding those data points and being able to translate it into the game.
And obviously that kind of stuff is really important to you as you prepare to help the pitchers prepare. I always marvel at how much work goes into the the stats and the video scouting, which has nothing to do with batting practice or working on other things. So take us in a normal day. Let's say you're going to start that day, and I know you prepare whether or not you're starting the same. But on the day you're going to start, tell me about the preparation. When does it start, and what does it entail, if you could? Well,
we get the lineups the night before. So depending on, if it's the first game of the series, have we been playing this team recently? If I need to do some extra video work, as far as the catching side, looking at opposing hitters, it might start the night before, because going through a whole lineup of 12, 13 hitters does take some time. So, the number one thing for me is going through, looking at these hitters. What have they been doing lately? What have they done this season? So that's what I'll do. I'll look overall general versus right-handed pitchers versus left-handed pitchers, and then I go in and look at the starter for that day. What has that starter done against the opposing lineup, within the last 3 or 4 years? So I'll look at all those at-bats, how we pitched them. Did we have success? Did the opposing team have success? And be able to make adjustments like that. So that's, as far as the scouting the opposing team's hitters, that's what I do. It usually starts the night before, runs into the next day, all the way up until game time. And then looking at the opposing pitchers, I usually do that when I go to do my hitting routine in the cage for early work before the game. I'll look at the opposing pitcher. I'll look at some of the matchups I might face with guys coming out of the bullpen and understand what my approach needs to be for that day.
So, Kiz, when you're watching the World Series these days, I know they were rained out last night, but are you allowed to root for either team? And would you feel any better? Sometimes people say, oh, if you lose to the team that wins it all. So, example, if the Phillies win it all, does it make you feel better because you were eliminated by the champ?
No, I don't think it makes me feel any better. In a way, it might make me feel even worse, because I would think to myself, well, if we beat the Phillies, then maybe we would be in the World Series right now, which, it's kind of an unfair judgment because you never know what can happen. But it definitely doesn't make me feel better that they're still playing and possibly could win the World Series.
Yeah, the Blues would have won the Stanley Cup, too, if they would have beat Colorado. No, that wasn't going to happen. They just, maybe it would have.
If Bennington's healthy?
Benner's healthy. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
Hey, you should use get the number 77, man. Stick out. That'd be kind of cool.
Just double it. Maybe I'll be twice as good at the player as I am today.
There it is. It's all about your number, kids. You know that. Hey, man, appreciate you coming on. Go do your thing. Get that workout going, and we'll talk next week.
See you, kids.
Sounds good. I'll see you boys next week.
See you, dude.
See you, kids.
Okay, bye.
What a great guy he is. So happy. He's a guy that you want to hang. I like hanging out with happy people, you know, in the locker room, stuff like that. He's just a happy guy. When he goes in the locker room, he's probably happy, brings everybody up.
He's very well liked in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I can tell. You can just tell by talking to him, man.
And he does.
Cool
I know it's cliche. Oh, the guy works hard. He really does.
He does.
Like, you won't see him. Like, he's there, but you won't see him because he's in the video room or, crunching numbers or doing stuff.
I like him a lot, man. I do.
The more you hear players and coaches talk about the daily routine of specifically these coaches, it really makes me feel like it would not be a fun job. I think when you're thinking about, it'd be cool to be a baseball coach, it'd be cool to be a manager, that's a prestigious job.
Yeah.
But then when you think about these dudes, when they roll in, and it's just looking at video nonstop, and you're looking at this dude's last 10 starts,
I know.
and you're looking at a batter's last 50 plate appearances, that would be extremely boring to me. Wouldn't it?
Hell yeah.
I mean, I can
Personally,
see how you'd love to go and be out with a pitcher on the mound and trying to figure things out and tweaking mechanics or in the cage. But, man, watching video for 4 hours?
4
With
hours.
homework?
Yeah.
Like, imagine, this job is fun because we come in here, we give our hot takes. Imagine if someone came in and said, hey, guys, I get it. You're glib, you're funny, but you need to prepare stuff every day. Then it'd be like homework, and then you'd be like, hey, now it's not as much fun as just coming in and pretending we know stuff when we don't.
That's
Play
a
some
long
Weezer.
day. My neighbor just texted me, said the Milky Ways are flowing last night. No, my neighbor in the wealthy, yeah.
Terrible.
He's probably like,
I had a few Milky Ways last night. The little
they were
guys,
flowing
the little
last
midnight
night.
Milky Way.
yeah, my neighbor probably handed out the big ones, though. That's what they do out there.
This is the compelling piece of information.
They hand out the big candy. I shut the door and say, screw them kids.
I get that the kids want the big candy bars, but I actually like the more variety. So then you can kind of dabble into all of the different varieties.
I
'Cause
want some chili.
If you eat one big candy bar, I mean, you're kind of done.
I'm not going to lie to you.
It's not a bad take.
I need to be like
Not a
Stone
bad-
Cold Steve Austin to even eat candy these days. I can't even I won't just eat them.
Really?
Nope.
Like peanut M&Ms, you couldn't.
No.
Oh,
No, I got to be stoned. No, dead serious. I won't touch candy or anything unless my mind's right.
Mike and Ike's.
I'll eat the hell out of them bad boys. Sweet tarts, sprees. Oh, let's go.
I get that. So I would never buy candy from the store. But if you have a big bowl of candy sitting there from Halloween,
Yeah.
you're not just going to pick away at it?
Not if my mind's not right.
Really?
I'm just not hungry for it. Very bizarre. I'd rather have a beer.
Well, yeah.
I know, I'm serious.
You can do both, though.
No, you don't eat chocolate and drink beer. You know,
I
you could
actually did that very thing
Yeah,
last
but
night.
you also will take a beer and sip it, and then like 3 hours, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours later, you'll still drink the beer. You're very bizarre.
I
with
did that
booze.
last night with a Zwickle.
What about like a chocolate
Zwickle?
stout?
No, man. I'm not
You like
a
stout?
hippie. No,
That's not a hippie.
a stout beer
Yeah.
nah.
I had a.
I'll take like a Guinness, but I'm not eating chocolate and beer. No. It's either you're drinking or you're drinking. Not mixing the two. Now I'll eat chocolate and have some red wine. That's different.
Why is that different?
It's just a different part. It's a different taste in your mouth. You could eat chocolate and drink wine. They go together. Chocolate and beer don't go together. They just don't. I'm honestly happy Kiz is a taken man. The ladies in the city would start a war with one another over this guy, Jackie Parley. Yeah, dude, he's a stud, man. And he's a nice guy. But he is taken. Cam, tell Seth to get some categories in this mug.
I don't.
You can put your mic on.
Sorry, I don't have categories, but I am doing multiple choice.
Oh, good. So
For
we
this-
could
for
actually.
this
What did
trivia.
Solly tell you to do that?
Oh, Jim.
No, he didn't. I came up with that one on my own.
Was
Cole
Cole.
did
It's
it.
Cole, yeah.
Is Cole bossing you around again?
He threw me in the corner and said,
Oh,
"Listen, boy,
Cole don't want none of this.
Let me ask you
What
this,
we're
though.
gonna do-
He got the other day.
Who do you think Cole number one, whose job is he gunning for the most?
Nate's.
Is it a
Mine.
No,
but is it
it's
more
Nate's.
board op? I think he wants to be on air though. But everybody wants to be
Yeah,
on
but
air.
he's on air.
He's on air. They're all on air.
That was
Kind of.
insulting. You just insulted him.
Oh,
Play some
Jimmy,
Weezer.
Jimmy.
Am I wrong? I know you didn't mean to.
Yeah, Charlie, I want to be on air.
Charlie, he's got a mic.
One day.
Yes,
One
everybody
day I'll
wants to be on air.
Everybody wants to be on air, no doubt.
Everybody does.
I know.
And one day I will.
I
be.
know you didn't mean it, but that you were like, no, he wants to be on air, as if this position doesn't allow Seth the access to do that.
No, Cole wants to take my job.
Yeah,
probably.
Cole wants to
see this
to go
seat.
after a host, I think.
He's going to take my Grand Wagoneer. He's going to take my block dispensary.
I noticed Charlie Tuna didn't show up last night.
Interesting.
He
Interesting.
didn't.
Yeah.
Was that nice for you?
I wasn't there.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't listen.
No, I didn't.
Interesting.
No, I was yelling at the TV and yelling at kids.
Because I listened. Who was on?
Seth, can I ask you a question straight up?
boy.
Yes, sir.
Do you consider yourself sort of a part on-air personality?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yes.
not a host, so
But are you on a... Yeah, okay. I just want you to know that you are.
thank you. I'm glad someone notices that.
We all love you, okay? I won't do the Jimmy thing where I, pretend here. But Cole wants to be a hot take artist radio host.
Yeah, he does. He wants to take all our jobs.
Dude, it's the same
He
with-
wants to sit here and control everything.
By the way, it's fine to admit that you'd rather be on air. Same with me. When I started at Fox 2, you think I liked producing?
Hey, no offense.
I didn't want to do that.
No offense to Seth, but I do want to learn how to use the
No,
board.
you don't. You do not.
Why are
No,
you
you don't.
telling me what
do
I
not. You
want
don't.
and what I... Yes, I do.
Because here's what happens when you learn that.
What are they going to do? Make
Then you
me
have to do it.
So
Then
what?
you're doing-
I told you I want to learn how to do that. I do.
Now when you
Shake your head
don't-
all you want.
Look,
No,
Shake your head all you
you're running
want.
French
I
show.
always say I'm with
Anything I
Charlie
do,
on this.
it
I have to
works.
point out how he patronizes Seth, and unlike other. I'm with Charlie because once you learn how to do something, Charlie knows this from years in the television industry. Then you're going to do it.
Yeah, Martin, if you're
Yeah,
listening.
I'll do it.
What Cam wants is the ability to have a monitor in front of his face that he can play things off of a computer,
Yep.
which there's a cord right there that you could do. And there's an auxiliary pot for Seth to put up that you could,
Dude, these things
Control.
don't even... Oh,
He
really?
has a laptop in front of him.
yeah.
So I could take this bad boy. Oh,
How do you think,
I just want to be in control.
I play everything.
That's what Howard
off my
Stern does.
computer. Yeah.
So you think you're going to be able to host the show, run point, and also do the board? Mm-hmm. Dude, you know what?
No.
With him helping me in the back with the phone calls and stuff. Yeah.
You're going to do the same thing that Seth did, where you're going to not have the dudes potted up.
Oh, it'd be hilarious. Then you could chirp me.
Why
Then
do
it's
you
content?
Why do you want Seth out?
No, he could sit by me. He could sit here.
So, but he won't have a job.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind, I won't do it then.
This dude hasn't taken a vacation day. It's freaking. It's November 1st. It's November 1st. Seth has not taken a
Seth, why
vacation
don't you-
day. I actually
I'm gonna
feel-
take his.
I
I'm
feel
gonna
bad
take
for
his
you.
job, Jimmy.
Listen,
Poor
Seth.
Take a vacation day for God's sakes.
Listen.
We love
I don't know
And
where
I'll
I
be sitting
stand
in that seat.
in your rankings, but I'm the only one that treats you like an adult and also looks out for you. The other guys are
Strongly
posers.
disagree.
These other guys
I'm
are
not
posers.
No, I just said I want to be in control of that 100%.
Why are you ranked last then? If you help him out so much and you care about him so much, why are you consistently ranked last?
Maybe because he's fallen prey to your false high fives and your giggles.
And
Seth
yet
is-
you now give him a high five every time. So you're like my dad. You always take a joke and you just run it into the ground.
Oh,
That's true.
belabor. Oh,
yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
Seth is like Artie Lang on Howard Stern minus the heroin.
I think we're all a little guilty of that, but yes, guilty as charged.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Randy.
Oh, you guys are a good show. You're unpredictable. Don't prepare and keep on being prepared.
Thank
I like
you.
the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, one time they had a segment on David Letterman, and he said most of his people that he gets letters from are prisoners, POs, people that are in a nursing home and all that. I was wondering, what is your sampling of of people listening to your show? I was just curious. What do
You
What of our what?
me?
you call in every TV station.
We got good looking people listening to this show. Everybody's good looking but us.
So why don't you guys do you have like a female commentator there that pops in once in a while?
Yeah,
Like
it's
on
Nate.
that show, or-
That's how Nate identifies.
Brooke Grimsley used to be on the show months ago.
and she didn't talk.
Maybe you need a female guest there to maybe kind of liven up a little bit. Maybe you can go back and forth between Seth, Nate, and Cam. Talking about who's the worst, ugliest looking girl in St. Louis. Thanks.
The ugliest girl in St. Louis? What do you say?
I don't know.
That wasn't his best.
I don't know what he said.
But whoever put that together where Randy, and then he's there, that's one of my favorite things.
Randy!
Whoever does that, I like.
Look at him sucking up.
Look at
To
that.
who? I don't even know who did
Probably
it.
Look at
Seth.
now look at what he's doing.
It is me.
a good drop.
That was a really good job, Seth.
Great song.
Now you're doing it.
Hey, great
we're
song.
We're all doing
I'll be
it.
honest with you, I thought it was Nate.
Hey, great
Really?
trivia question.
I did. I thought it was Nate.
See, I could see everything in this angle. I could see everything. Are we going to do trivia? You want to go to break? Regroup?
Do break.
Let's regroup. We got trivia. We got multiple choice trivia. Wow.
What?
That's what he said.
That's what I said. Yeah, we're doing
Why?
multiple choice now.
Oh, sorry, Charlie, because we need another winner besides you.
No,
That's
first off,
dumb. I'm sorry, but that's dumb. I love you.
Well,
Let-
it's an
Seth,
experiment.
Let him do it.